Welcome back to Beaver Stadium in University Park. I'm John Sanders with George Paterno and Steve Jones. Penn State will receive to start the second half. They will defend the north goal, be driving toward the south end zone. Gary Brown and Leroy Thompson will be deep to receive the kickoff here in the second half of play. Penn State leading 10-7 over a very tough and determined Rutgers team. Rutgers had the least most of the first half, and it was not until 23 seconds remained before halftime before the Lions got the lead. Doug Geisler will kick it off. A low wobbly kick that bounces at the 10 and rolls to the 2, taken there by Thompson. He'll cut it back all the way across the field. He's still inside the 10, and he will not get back to the 10-yard line. He had a choice to make at about the 2-yard line. He decided to run it out when it looked like the ball might go out of bounds.
Well, if it went in the end zone, it would come out to the 20. If it went out of bounds, it would have to kick it again. So again, I wouldn't use the word dumb, not a wise judgment by young Thompson.
It'll be first down and 10 at the 8, so not good field position for the Lions as we begin the second half of play.
John, interesting. So Penn State threw the ball more times in the first half, 19, and Rutgers only threw 12. Rutgers, who threw 55 times last week, only threw 12 times in the first half.
In the I formation, Green and Thompson, the running back. Thompson behind Green across the 10, powers his way out to the 15-yard line. So a quick 7 yards for the sophomore tailback from Knoxville, Tennessee. Derek Baker made the tackle defensively, and we'll once again check the starters for you. Roger Duffy at center, Steve Wisniewski, Ed Monahan the guards, Jeff Brubaker, Tim Freeman the tackles, the tight end is David Jacob, Daniels and Timpson starting at the wide receivers. It will be Timpson to the far side, Daniels to the near side, Tom Bill at quarterback, Green and Thompson the running backs. They're out of the I formation. Second down, straight ahead running across the 15. Ninth down as he gets close to the 17-yard line is the tailback Thompson. Tim Lester made the tackle.
John, you're going to see Penn State in the I a lot in the second half. I think they said, let's go out and try to run it right at Rutgers, not throw the ball 19 times. That means Penn State would have thrown 38 times if they did the same thing in the second half. That's not their forte. The other thing is they're passing out of a split back, drop back situation. Now the defense can read that. They're better off if they pass on first down out of play action from whatever formation they are in, so the defense cannot read it.
Double tight end. They pack the backs in tight. They send Wolf in motion. Thompson fights his way near first down territory. The ball is loose. They rule he was down. It will be a Penn State, or very close to a Penn State first down. Jeff Newman slicing in there to knock the ball loose and tried to track it down. Let's depend on the spot of the football. No, he's going to be short of a first down.
Well, they put the tight end Wolf in motion to try to use him as an extra blocker, and Thompson tried to get in behind him, just missed it. Penn State will have to punt.
Coming on once again to handle that chore will be Helkowski. In the first half, he punted the ball 3 times, an average of 37.7. McCoy and Young are deep. The Scarlet Knights should have good field position. They are positioned at their own 43-yard line. Line drive type kick is fielded at the 44. Coming to the near side and fighting his way out of bounds at the 48-yard line. A 39-yard kick. Troy Davis was there defensively on the play. And the kick return that time by Vaughn McCoy. So McCoy brings it back to the 48-yard line. We do have a flag down, and let's await the ruling. Could be a face mask call. It is against Penn State. So that will mean even better field position for the Scarlet Knights from Rutgers.
And it all started with the unwise decision by Thompson to field that kickoff return.
The football will come all the way down to the 39-yard line of Penn State. So great field position for Scott Ernie and the Scarlet Knights as we begin the second half of play. Now they move even closer. This ball is going to be spotted at the 37-yard line. 37-yard line, first down. Orozco, Zott, and Schoenwolf up front defensively for Penn State. McDonald, Collins, Gobb, and Karpinski, the linebackers. It's Thomas, Chismar, Johnson, and Range in the secondary. 4 wideouts in the ball game. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights with an early opportunity at the 38. Here comes Young on the reverse inside the 35. Still on his feet as they run him down. Very close to the 26, and a flag on a late hit. The flag will be thrown. Scott Gobb made the tackle. Brian Chismar is going to be charged with the penalty, I think, as he ran him out of bounds.
Well, he got one last week, I know, or the week before that, but they come with a reverse to Young, a little different action against the flow. and Young gets to the outside, puts a move on Sherrod Range. A nice move, getting up the sidelines, but another personal foul.
That personal foul is on Brian Chismar, who was the last man to hit him. They were well out of bounds, but it was almost like they rode out of bounds on the play rather than coming in for a late hit.
Well, I said in the first half the officials are calling everything this year to keep control of the ball game, but this is what happened late in the BC game. Penn State penalties, and BC went in for a score.
And the ball is all the way to the 11-yard line. Just like that, we're just underway in the second half. Scarlet Knights in great field position at the 11. They send McQueen and Marsala to the top of the screen. They put Young in motion. Body the lone setbacks, gets the ball at the 5-yard line, into the end zone for the touchdown. Mike Body scored the touchdown from the 10-yard line.
Looks to me like a halftime adjustment. Man in motion, linebacker loosen up. They run the lone back Body on a counter play. Found a big hole up the middle. Took it in easily for the touchdown. But again, set up by the fact there was an unwise decision to field the kickoff return. Then you had a face mask. Then you get an unnecessary roughness. Put Rutgers in scoring position. And
they take advantage of those opportunities. Sclafani on for the extra point. It is up and good. 12:38 to play third quarter. Rutgers has regained the lead here at University Park. It's now the Scarlet Knights 14, the Nittany Lions 10, and this is the Penn State Sports Network. Took 10 seconds to take it into the end zone. 2 plays, the penalties helped out, a 10-yard touchdown run. The kickoff now backs Brown up to his own 3, the 10, the 15, the 20, cuts it back 25 across the 30-yard line before he's slammed to the turf. So at the 30, the Nittany Lions will have their second possession of the second half. The first time they started at their own 8-yard line. A couple of penalties really helping the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers, and they have regained the lead 14-10.
But still, Penn State's offense has not gotten on track. They had a chance to make a big first down, and Rutgers stuffed it.
At the 30-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10. Bankos, Giles, Tompkins, the men up front for Rutgers. Conlon, Kokoski, Lester in that backfield. The linebacking core. On the pitch, it's Brown. Outside the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A 3-yard gain for the Nittany Lions. Tim Lester made the tackle along with Pat Udovich.
Great lateral pursuit by the entire Rutgers defense. They all played their positions along the line of the scrimmage. It's a short side sweep into the tight end. They had the tight end into the sidelines in an I formation. Rutgers' whole defense just made lateral pursuit to the short side of the field and stopped the play for a 3-yard gain.
John Wolf, the tight end, he sets up on the short side of the field. Now comes in motion to the wide side of the field. Timpson is split right, Daniels to the left. Straight back is Tom Bill. Dumps it off to the side. Brown has it at the 30, 35-yard line before he's wrestled down. He only picked up a yard, maybe 2. Chris Piquel made the tackle for the Scarlet Knights.
He was the safety valve receiver, but I said at the opening of the second half, I think they'd be much better off if they throw out a play action. When you drop straight back, defenses are taught to read that. The linebackers in the secondary, and they jump on their receivers. You go play action, you might freeze a linebacker or a cornerback.
They bring an extra back in the ball game. John Blanton is in there now defensively. Out of the I formation on 3rd down and 5 for Penn State at their own 35-yard line. There's play action for the first time tonight. Bill rolls, throws, and he's got his tight end Wolf across the 40 to the 43-yard line. A first down for Penn State. Ron Allen came up to make the tackle, but the first down for the Nittany Lions.
John, not because I said it, but there's a good possibility that that fake frees the inside linebacker, allowing the tight end to get out towards the flat, and Bill got outside to contain because of the fake and completed it for the first down.
Very close to the 43-yard line. First down and 10. Daniels to the near side. Simpson goes far side. This time the backs, Green and Brown, are split behind Tom Bill. Green, now they've got a reverse. Here comes Simpson. Slips and falls and rolls to the 45-yard line. He tried to turn it upfield. He had room maybe for 6 or 7 yards. Instead, only gets a couple out of it.
Well, he had Sean Love, his guard, out front of him, and he had the quarterback, Bill. He's a big guy, big enough to be a lineman. And I think if he didn't slip, he would have cut it to the inside, made good yardage.
As it is, he only makes one. Second down, 9. Ball at the 44-yard line. The Nittany Lions down by 4, 10-20 to play third quarter here at University Park.
I would use that again because it cuts down on the Rutgers pursuit.
Daniels comes to the right. Simpson goes to the left out of the I formation. The handoff to Green across the 45. Outside the 47-yard line before he's wrestled down. 10 minutes exactly remaining third quarter. Doug Kokoski, a senior from Cleveland, Ohio, made the tackle, one of the linebackers for the Scarlet Knights. And once again, the Lions are looking at 3rd and 5. Second, 3rd and 5 they've had on this, their second possession of the second half. Drive started at the 30.
They're way below their average. They're only 4 out of 9 on third down plays today.
5 defensive backs in the lineup. For Penn State, they split the backs. Bill straight back. Passing downfield. The ball is caught. No, it's incomplete, the referee said. Inside the 40 at the 38-yard line. Sellers applied the pressure to Daniels, and he could not hang on to the ball.
Great coverage by Sellers. That was a double out. They put Brown in a short route and an out to get the undercover, and they broke Daniels on a deep out. Sellers made a great play.
McCoy and Young will go deep. The Lions are in a punting situation. 9:26 to play in the third quarter. The Scarlet Knights have taken the lead. Good high punt. Fair catch called for. Flag down at the 10, and the runner is going to come out with it. McCoy. Ball will be at the 8.
You can't do that. One receiver back there signaled for the fair catch,
and the other one got the ball.
You can't do that.
Well, there is a flag down. The ball is down as well, deep in Rutgers territory. So this time the Scarlet Knights will not have the luxury of good field position. It was Young who called fair catch, but it was McCoy who caught the ball and decided to bring it out.
That's cheating.
9 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the third quarter. The officials will sort it all out. McCoy now comes off the field, and the conference continues just outside the 10-yard line, deep in Scarlet Knights territory.
He'll get half the distance to the goal line.
Well, the conversation continues. Penn State winners over Virginia and Boston College. Next week it'll be a night game for the Nittany Lions. They'll be at Veterans Stadium to take on the Owls of Temple. And the 1-1 Scarlet Knights of Rutgers are headed for a game with Cincinnati at home next week. Again, next week at Veterans Stadium, 6:30 will be airtime right here on the Penn State Sports Network for the Temple Owls and the Nittany Lions.
There are 2 flags down there, and Penn State's getting a choice, an option on which penalty they want.
So the discussion continues down on the field with 9:18 to play. And Penn State grabbing the lead with 23 seconds left in the first half on the pass to Daniels. Bad field position on the Nittany Lions' first possession here in the second half, and then a couple of penalties giving the Scarlet Knights a golden opportunity. They capitalize on it, the 11-yard touchdown run. And once again, Rutgers has the lead. The penalty is against Rutgers. It's a dead ball foul.
I really don't know why it's taking so long. It's fairly simple. We
spent an awful lot of time discussing this. The ball will be marched back to the
5-yard line. That's very simple. And they're taking a penalty that moves them deepest into their own territory. Now Penn State has to hold them here.
It'll be 1st and 10. The ball finally comes to rest closer to the 6-yard line. And the 10th largest crowd in Beaver Stadium history wants the Lions to hold them here, looking for some field position with Rutgers leading 14-10, 9:18 to play. They use the tight end Scott Blanche. The lone setback is Mike Body behind quarterback Scott Ernie. He's not afraid to pass in this part of the field, but he heads to Body. Body for a yard, maybe 2 as he rolls forward. Quintus McDonald, the first man to hit him.
Making the play for the Lions, Quintus McDonald.
And as I said, this is a great chess game going on between Dick Anderson, Joe Paterno, Otto Schneider, to Jerry Sandusky, and so forth, because Rutgers is not going to take too many chances down there. They'll throw if they have to, because they know Penn State's going to anticipate them doing certain things. If they catch Penn State's in the right defense, Rutgers is in big trouble.
Now Body and Henderson are in the I formation. They have 2 backs. And a wide receiver in motion. Henderson tripped up at the line of scrimmage and forced out of bounds. He might have lost a yard. The line of scrimmage was the 9. Dave Zott was all over him along with Andre Collins. They wrestle him out of bounds. Henderson is dropped back at the 6-yard line. Again, good pressure all along that defensive front.
The other thing is that penalty makes it 3rd and 15 or 3rd and 16. Interesting to see if Penn State goes after Ernie, or do they play his own defense and just let them catch the ball in front of them.
It is 3rd down. The ball is spotted back at the 6. It is 3rd down and 15. They must go to the 21 to get a first down. Eric Young is back in the lineup. McQueen, Marsola, 3 wideouts. They have a tight end in there. The lone setback is Body. Ernie back in his own end zone, drops it over the middle. It's complete to the tight end. He'll get out to about the 10-yard line. Scott Blanche made the tackle, but Chismar and Gobb will all over him, and the Lions will get the football in decent field position.
Penn State wins zone, but play tight end, man-to-man, and the only rush for, the only receiver open was their tight end, and Penn State is held. Should get the ball in excellent field position.
At the 10-yard line, it is 4th down. Timpson is standing at the 50. The kick is low. It will bounce at the 48 and take a Rutgers roll into Penn State territory, rolling dead at the 39-yard line of the Nittany Lions. That's where Penn State will have it as they set up offensively. Let's pause. 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Penn State Sports Network. A great punt by Matt O'Connell. 51 yards on that kick. The ball spotted right at the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Young and Jacob double tight ends out of the I formation. Lone wide receiver is Timpson, split left, and Bill fakes, fires, complete. Timpson, no, he can't hang on. He had it in his hands, kind of spun around the wrong way near the 47-yard line of the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. We have a player down for Penn State.
They went from a 2 tight end set, and they ran a curl at Timpson. He was wide open. Bill threw a little behind him, and he couldn't make the reception. And I think Timmy Freeman, the left tackle, is down.
Tim Freeman is the Lion who's down on the turf with 7:02 to play in the 3rd quarter. So let's go now to Steve Jones for a check of the Riverside Market scoreboard. Steve.
For further information, call 865-3455.
And the Nittany Lions have the football, 2nd down and 10. 7:02 remaining to be played in the 3rd park. From New Brunswick, New Jersey, the Scarlet Knights. 22,000 their enrollment. Coming to Penn State, and next year's game will be played at Rutgers.
John, Penn State better get on track soon, because they'll be going into the 4th quarter. They're still sputtering. They're making some mental errors, and also they're not making some big plays. And now they're in a 2nd and 10 situation, and Rutgers is an awfully good defensive team, and they can anticipate very well.
Well, offensively for Penn State, they got that touchdown pass to Daniels in the last 23 seconds. But other than that, they did not show the kind of ball control or the ground attack that we expected to see.
They have not put together 4 or 5 first downs to put a drive on, and that's exactly what I'm saying. They're sputtering. Let's give credit to Rutgers defense, but they have to get on track and get some synchronization going.
Penn State has rushed 31 times, but their offensive total for that 31 carries is 70 yards. So,
well, they seen what they're doing is right. Now, they went to the eye, and they ran the ball a little bit, and then that time was play action off the first down, and Timpson was wide open, but you have to make the completion.
So Tim Freeman, the redshirt junior from Virginia Beach, Virginia, is still being attended to on the field. He is the roommate of the man who runs beside him in this offensive line, Steve Wisniewski. Matt McCartan, a sophomore from Highland Park, Texas, is set to come into that offensive line for Penn State. Freeman is now sitting up, but he has not come off the field as yet, and they're going to get some of the troops to help make sure he can get off. So he will not leave the field under his own power. 7:02 to play third quarter. This series actually began 70 years ago, and Rutgers won the first game, but since then it has been all Penn State. They resumed it in 1950, and the Lions have won 15 straight.
I don't expect to see Timmy back, because when they carry off, it's usually indicative of some kind of a leg or knee or ankle injury, and they usually don't come back in.
And the word from Pitt Stadium is that the Mountaineers have just scored again. West Virginia is for real, 31-10 over the University of Pittsburgh in that big matchup here in the East. So after 7 years as an assistant at Penn State, former defensive coordinator, Dick Anderson coming on here trying to get his first victory over Joe Paterno. On the left side, it is the tailback, Thompson, who swings it around. They had the open side of the field. He moved it outside the 40, near the 43, a gain of about 3. Jeff Newman made the tackle. Again, nothing really exploding offensively.
Well, they pursue very well. Pretty good move by Thompson that time. He took it flat, then come up, try to turn up and get a crack. That's something that they missed with Blair Thomas. Nobody did it any better than Blair Thomas. He'd string you out, then cut it back to the inside on you, and you could get in big trouble.
It is third down coming up. They go to the nickel back. The ball is spotted at the 43-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Backs are split behind Bill. Straight drop. The blitz is on. They've got him back at the 30, and he's wrestled down. Near the 30-yard line, Tim Lester was all over him, and they just exploded off the line. Well, Darren Sellers charging in there. They had the blitz on.
Well, the blitz was picked up, though, by the back, and what Bill did, he didn't think it was going to be picked up, and he got out of the pocket, ran right into Lester, who was coming from the outside. That blitz was picked up by Thompson. He should have stayed in his pocket. He could have gotten the ball off.
McCoy and Young will be deep. Nice high kick. Young backs up to the 25. He fields it, starts to his right. At the 30, just short of the 30, he is wrestled down. A 44-yard kick that time by Doug Helkowski. Tim Sweeney on the tackle, along with Mark D'Onofrio. So Rutgers has the football. They will start this drive at their own 30-yard line.
These are the things you learn as a quarterback the more you play. You can never anticipate or expect anything. He saw a blitz, and he thought he was going to get sacked, and he went out of the pocket, and that's what actually caused him to be sacked. Should have stayed in the pocket.
Marsola and McQueen come to the left. Eric Young to the right. Straight back as Ernie dumps it over the middle. It's complete. Making the catch is the tight end, James Jenkins. Jenkins very close to a first down. Chismar and Gobb team up to make the tackle. He'll be about a yard shy of a first down.
First ball they've thrown to the tight end. That's one of the few times you see a formation with the tight end. Just a tight end delay underneath the zone coverage. Good call.
Went to the number 3 tight end, James Jenkins, a junior from Staten Island, New York. Frank Giannetti now along that defensive line, along with Eric Renke. 2nd and short, straight ahead running by Body. He's got the first down as he pushes his way across the 40 to near the 42-yard line. First down for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. 5 minutes and 3 seconds remaining third quarter. Rutgers leading Penn State 14-10.
They're actually giving Penn State a little bit of their own medicine, in the sense that they like to control the ball a little bit. They do everything that's safe, and they're very careful with the ball. They don't turn it over too much.
It is Bullock, Renke, Giannetti along that defensive front now for Penn State. Keith Goganis is in at linebacker right now as well. One pump, and then he threw it away. Ernie dropped. He was under pressure, pumped the ball once, and then just threw it out into the flat. Nobody home, no penalty called. Second down 10.
He's asking for interference on wide receiver number 5. And the official said no, McQueen did not get interfered with.
So it brings up a second down and 10. The ball at the 43-yard line. Rutgers still in their own territory. McQueen could not get away that time. So Scott Ernie will set up.
Good pressure. However, they've only sacked him about twice today.
He's 6 for 15, 68 yards. Certainly not the numbers he's used to putting up on the board. But his team has the lead. Ernie hands the ball off to Body. Body at the 45, breaks loose at the 50. To the Penn State 40, right down the middle. He could go all the way. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown Rutgers. 57 yards. Body split it right up the middle and takes it into the end zone.
Well, they ran a draw play, beautifully designed. Keith Karpinski turned the play in, but there was nobody from the inside to help him out. There was no linebacker. They must have plugged the inside linebacker. He got picked off. Body, not a real sprinter, but had enough speed to outrun Penn State secondary. And Rutgers goes in and takes a commanding lead. Penn State definitely has its work cut out from this fourth quarter that'll be coming up.
4 minutes and 34 seconds left in the third quarter. A 57-yard Mike Body touchdown run. His second of this third quarter of play. Carmen Sclafani is on to attempt the extra point. It is good. And we have 4:34 remaining third quarter. Let's take a timeout for a word from our local stations. And now Rutgers 21, Penn State 10. This is the Penn State Sports Network. Dick Anderson coming on here, trying to get his first victory over Joe Paterno. On the left side, it is the tailback, Thompson, who swings it around. They had the So far in the third quarter, Penn State offensively only 1 first down. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights have 2 touchdowns, and it's 21-10. Rutgers has the lead. Thompson and Brown will be deep to receive the kick. Geisler will put the ball in play. He runs up to the football, kicks it deep. At the 4-yard line, it's Thompson. Cutting back to his left 10, 15. He's tripped up at the 16-yard line. Quickly down on the play, Jeff Newman sliced his legs out from under him, and once again, poor field position for Penn State. He did get out to the 16, but that was it.
Well, Newman cracked the wedge coming in from his left side at that time. If he didn't make the tackle, Thompson had a lot of blockers in front of him, and he could have got a big return out of it.
Now trailing in this football game by 11 points, Penn State is going to have to turn it up a notch on offense.
This is when you separate the men from the boys.
Brown and Green will be the running backs. David Jacob is the tight end. Timpson split far side. Daniels comes near side. McCartan is still in at tackle in place of Freeman on the left side. Bill with a handoff to Brown at the 15, outside of the 20. 21-yard line. He's run out of bounds. They'll spot it just outside the 21. A gain of about 5 on the play. Ron Allen ran him out.
Went back to the split backs and ran that draw play that they have been running so well this year, and Brown made a nice piece of yardage. 5 yards is a good first down play.
I think it's out of bounds. The clock stops at 4:23 left. We're in the third quarter at Beaver Stadium. Penn State scored with 23 seconds left in the first half to take a 10-7 halftime lead, but 14 points here in the third quarter, all belonging to Rutgers. Tom Bill has gone all the way at quarterback. Hand off to Green. Brown out in front. He's got some room across the 30. Still on his feet at the 35 to the 38-yard line. A 17-yard pickup by Green. Baker and Sellers team up to make the tackle.
Well, each team has picked up some of the other team's defensive schemes. That time, check off. They're in a split backfield, and they called a sweep to the short side from a passing formation to Green. He made a nice cut. If he didn't get tripped, again, he could have made a big yardage out of it, made more yardage out of it.
Spot comes at the 39-yard line. 11 carries, 62 yards for Green. They're in the I formation. Green in front of Brown right now. Timpson to the left, Daniels to the right. Tight end to the short side of the field. It's just following that blocking on the left side. It is Brown still on his feet. Fights his way outside the 45 near the 47-yard line. Just kind of picked his way through. 3:45 to play, third quarter.
Well, that time he cut it real back, short side sweep, tight end into the sidelines. Good formation. Put your best receiver to the wide side of field so the secondary's got to double cover him. And then Brown makes a nice cut as Tompkins, the tackle, made penetration. Now, Penn State's got plenty of time if they can continue this drive.
At the 48-yard line, the 47-yard line, check it. It'll be second down and a couple for Penn State. Out of the I formation. Green straight ahead. First down. He's across the 50 to the 49 of Rutgers.
Now this is the best that they've shown so far. They're moving the ball around, tailback back to the fullback, split backfield, draw play, sweep from a split backfield.
Mike Pergolizzi made the tackle. He quickly comes off. Pat Udovich is back on. Rich Humphreys checks in for Tim Lester. First down and 10 for the Lions. Inside Rutgers territory at the 49. This time they split the backs. It's Timpson to the right, Daniels to the left, straight back for Bill. Under some pressure still with time down the middle. Daniels up in the air and incomplete at the 15. Daniels went high in the air that time with Derek Baker, and this time the ball is deflected incomplete.
You know, John, they went back to the short side of the field. There was good coverage here. Would have been a perfect play as Daniels tried to take it to the post. Some pressure by Rutgers. I think they can bring Michael Timpson down and deep across the field, over the middle, similar to what BC does, because that seems to be the only open area.
Leroy Thompson now at tailback in the I formation behind Green. Tight end Jacob shifts from the short side to the wide side of the field, which is the right. Here's Thompson back to the short side inside the 50. He's nailed as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard on the play, but we have a flag down as well. Marty Mays leading the tackle defensively.
Well, he come off his nose tackle spot. He just beat Duffy, slid to the outside, or Thompson could have turned that into a good run, but it's penalty against Penn State.
And the official will talk it over.
You cannot let your nose tackle come off blocks and pursue and make tackles inside out on.
Well, Penn State will be sent back with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the third quarter, and Rutgers leading by 11.
And this is what's been killing them. They get a little bit of a drive going. They either get a broken play or they get a penalty, and it puts them in. Oh, they called it.
Personal foul both ways. The penalties will offset.
That's a break for Penn State.
Oh, we'll replay the down.
They replayed it down, and they're still in a position to get their first down.
Unless
and
it's a
keep
dead
their
ball
drive
foul.
going.
It's a dead ball foul. They won't replay the down. It will be third and about 8.
Well, we'll find out soon enough.
We'll let the guys down there take care of the spot of the ball. Tom Bill taking a long look at the sidelines to see what the coaches want. It will be third down. The spot of the ball comes at the 47-yard line. So it is third and 8. Dead ball foul on each side.
Go back to that curl. Go back to that curl, I think. Curl with Michael Timpson, about 12 yards over the middle. Try to get that first down.
Odell Wilson is split to the left now. Michael Timpson is split to the right. Straight back is Tom Bill. Here comes the blitz. He gets away from one, drops the football. It's loose. Recovered by Rutgers at the Penn State 41. Bill could not get it tucked away. Pat Udovich stripped him of it. Jeff Newman was the man who was in forcing the play, and they wind up pouncing on the football. Tom Bill is down on the
Joe
play.
Paterno said they made enough mistakes last week for 3 games, they're making enough for about 6 today. Bill has to learn when he gets a blitz, he's got to tuck the ball away. He had it held out there like a loaf of bread as he absorbed the blows of the people blitzing, and the ball was knocked loose.
Tom Bill is still down. There are 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter. And the Scarlet Knights in a great shape here, George, to try to put this ball game away.
But again, an excellent defensive game plan by Rutgers. Okay, they came with the blitz, and they realized Penn State was going to go for a curl, a 10 or 12 yard medium range play, and then they came with a lot of people and flush blitz Bill out, but he's carrying the ball like a loaf of bread. He's got to tuck it away when he feels that kind of pressure.
It is 21-10.
Well, we might see the Sacco, the big freshman, because Bill is down.
Bill is still down. Apparently working on his knee. The pressure came from the inside that time from a couple of people, really leading the blitzing.
And really, the pressure came from his right side, and he's a right-hander, and it's not the blind side. So really, somebody missed an assignment.
Had the strong safety blitz, Jeff Newman coming that time, and Newman wound up on the football. Let's check some scores and go to Steve Jones. Steve? Steve, thank you. Next week, we remind you it'll be the Temple Owls at Veterans Stadium, 6:30 Eastern Time, airtime right here on the Penn State Sports Network. We also invite you to join Joe Paterno and Fran Fisher every Thursday on many of these Penn State Sports Network stations for the Joe Paterno call-in show each Thursday from 6:05 to 7. You can call the coach with your question about Penn State football, and here's the number: 1-800-52-LIONS. That's 1-800-52-LIONS. Thursdays from 6:05 to 7 on many of the stations right here along the Penn State Sports Network, and Tom Bill has still not left the field. He's down at about the Penn State 46-yard line. They are helping him up now, and he is able to walk off.
I think we'll see a new quarterback. It gives the coach an opportunity to look at some of his other younger players. They got some highly touted players, but as far as Penn State having a chance to win, they must keep Rutgers off the scoreboard in this offensive series.
2 minutes and 20 seconds to play third quarter. The Nittany Lions are in trouble. It's 21-10 here at Beaver Stadium. 4 wideouts. They go to the one lone setback. And Young on a reverse is wrapped up by Rich Schoenwolf.
You know, John, Penn State defense has not played that poorly. They've given up 2 big plays. They gave up Young that looked like a broken coverage, and Body, that just was a beautifully executed play on that draw play for the touchdown. This time, Rutgers came with Young, and Penn State smelled that. So the defense is not playing really that badly.
A loss of about 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 15. The ball is outside the Penn State 45-yard line. They go to the nickel back defense, 5 defensive backs, 4 wideouts in the lineup. Right now for Rutgers, Ernie looks to his left, pumps, drops it over the middle. Ball is stripped out of the hands of Young. Defensively, Matt Baguette is there. Baguette stripped the ball. It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 15 on the play.
Good pressure by the down lineman. Good coverage. They try to hit the receiver coming underneath the zone, and Penn State will allow them to do that, especially when it's 15 yards to go. 3rd and 15. Penn State stops and they get the ball back.
And now checking back into the lineup is Mike Body. Dwight Giles had been in there.
They might fake that draw play and throw of it, because they've run that draw play 2 or 3 times for big yardage.
Straight back is Ernie. He's under pressure, delivers the football incomplete. Young diving at the Penn State 32. The ball was out of his reach. It'll be 4th down. The Lions have held. 1:34 to play third quarter. Penn State trailing 21-10.
Well, Penn State was fortunate. Had Baguette, the freshman, number 18, man-to-man on Young, and he broke it over the middle, and the ball was just overthrown. Penn State needs some big plays.
It is 4th down. Eddie Johnson is now deep. Number 39, Johnson backing inside his own 15-yard line. Matt O'Connell came up with a big 51-yard punt.
They might only have 10 men on the field. I'm not quite sure.
O'Connell gets the kick away. He kicks it away from the Penn State receiver and out of bounds. A good job. That ball will be spotted at the 6-yard line. So Penn State has had a possession drive start at the 8th and the 16 here in this half.
O'Connell's done a great job punting for them all year long. He's averaging 43 yards, but when things go right, they go right. He dangled that out right on his 6-yard line, took away the chance of a return, and buried Penn State deep.
And from Delran, New Jersey, Tony Saka, the freshman, 6'5", 202 is on. Redmond and Green will be the running backs. Check it. Timpson and Daniels, the wide receivers. It's Gash and Redmond, the running backs. So a new backfield for Penn State. Saka rolls left into the end zone. On the move, pumps once at the 5, outside the 10, fights his way forward to the 11-yard line. A gain of 6 for Tony Saka.
Tony Saka, one of the most highly talented high school quarterbacks in the country. He can run, he's 6'5", he can throw, he's got a great arm. They go to the rollout. Now that's a good play because he only takes the ball from the center. There's no exchange. Help him calm down. Watch him. Well, he actually pump faked on that and then took it for a 6-yard gain.